Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name's Stephen Aitchison, and today we're going to be talking about Aleph Zero and seeing where it could go using something called the full 34 Fibonacci extension. And this is something that I've just found out about today, so I have to thank two people for this. The first person is Super Aleph Zero. He's someone I follow on Twitter, and we're kind of in groups together just talking about Aleph Zero. So he wrote to me today and said, listen, why don't you talk about the kind of full 34 extension that somebody else talks about? I said, I've never heard of it before, so I kind of found out more, and he'd written to me with some kind of YouTube videos from Kevin Cage, who's a really kind of smart guy, VC founder as well, and much more smarter than me. And he talks about this for a lot of projects reaching this full 34 extension that I'm going to show you today. And I want to show you this for Aleph Zero as well, to see where Aleph Zero could go, because it's following a lot of the criteria that Kevin Cage talks about. So give them a follow on Twitter, give Kevin Cage a follow, give Super Aleph Zero a follow as well, and I'll share the links down below for you. So what I'm going to do first of all is compare Aleph Zero to three other layer ones. I like to compare almost like for like. Now I know Aleph Zero is not exactly the same as Sol, AVAX or Luna, but the layer ones are kind of in the same space, although Aleph Zero is doing kind of other things as well. It's a DAG as well, which I'll do a full video. I've been meaning to do it for ages, I've not done it yet, so I'll do a full video on Aleph Zero and why it's so special, and why I think it's so special as well, and why I invested really heavily into this. I put a lot of my portfolio, more than, I think I'm up to about 80% of my portfolio is now in Aleph Zero, but I'm in it for the long term. So I want to compare it to Sol, Luna and AVAX. The first thing I want to consider is this structure here. We were in a channel for Sol. This is Sol we're looking at just now, and it was in a channel for quite a while. If we look at the channel structure, and we see it was in a channel for about 144 days before it broke out of that channel and really went skyrocketing. And we're just going to see how high it went from its low. So it went up 15,000%, 150x from where it broke out here. Now I want to show you Luna. Luna was in a channel for some time, round about, I think it was 74 days before it broke out and went on a massive run of about 28,000%, 280x. AVAX, which is Avalanche, was in this down or descending channel for 104 days before it broke out and went on a massive run of 3,500%, which is 35x. I still think AVAX is a long way to go as well. So just looking at those three, had similar structures. So now we're looking at Aleph Zero. So it's just broken out of this descending channel just now. And Aleph Zero has only been trading for 49 days. So shorter time period for breaking out of this channel that it was in, like AVAX was in, Luna was in, and Solana was in as well. So it's a shorter time frame, but nevertheless it has broken out of this channel. So that's the first interesting thing we want to note. And if this was to go up, obviously by that amount, by 280 and by 150x and by 35x, obviously we're talking in the 30s, 40s, 50s, hundreds of dollars. But something more interesting that Kevin Cage talks about is something called the full 34 extension. It's the Fibonacci extension tool he's talking about. So I want to compare Aleph Zero to what's happening with Luna, AVAX and Sol with regards to the Fibonacci extension 34, or the full Fibonacci extension 34. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back to Solana just now, and we're going to use the Fibonacci retracement tool. Click on that. We're going to go to the all-time high, and we're coming to the all-time low. And we can see here that Solana is trading round about the 0.23 mark. So this is 23%, so it's 0.23. So it was trading there before it actually broke out of here. So it broke out and then went on a parabolic run, and we can see here and go and track it to the full 34 extension for the Fibonacci tool. So if we kind of drag this right along, and we're going to see that it reached that full 34 extension and actually went up to the 55 and kind of went up a little bit higher and came back down again, and now it's in at the 21 Fibonacci extension. If we look at that, so it's really interesting to know that. So we're going to do the same with Luna. So Fibonacci retracement, put it there, and we can see this also surpassed the 55 level. So it came up here, all-time low, hovered around the 23 or 0.23 Fibonacci level before it kind of breaks out and goes on a parabolic run. And goes up to 34, the full 34, reaches it, surpasses the 55 level. Okay, if we put other numbers in here as well, we'll go to the next Fibonacci number, which is 89, and the next Fibonacci number, which is 144. We'll OK that, and we can see it surpassed even 144 level as well. So we're talking, if we had this information, if we like the look of long-term projects like Luna, and we had this information, we say, okay, it's hovering around this 0.23 or this 23% mark, which is 34 cents. Who could have imagined it would have gone all the way up to about $100? Who could have imagined that? A lot of people said yes, but when we're using this tool, the full 34 extension tool, then we can see how far we could go with this. Right, we'll do the same with Avalanche as well. Put on the Fibonacci extension tool, all-time high. Now this was on the first day, so I'm going to say the all-time high was here and do it to here. So once again we can see it kind of broke from its all-time low, hovered around this 0.23 area for a while, and then it kind of broke and went on a parabolic run up to the 55, the full 55 level. And it's now sitting at the 21 level. You'll notice that Solana is still in the 21 level. Luna is still kind of way out there on its own. And we've got now Avalanche sitting on that 21, bounced off the 21 level, looking at 34 level again, and it could go up to that 144 level to 325 for Avalanche as well. So now if we see this full information for Aleph Zero as well, we go to Aleph Zero, we take out the top. The previous all-time high was around about $1.89, and the low, the all-time low, or the low here is 82 cents. We're going to discount from when it first traded. That first traded 10 cents, so it starts from somewhere. So we're going to say the all-time low here is 82 cents. And then we can see here it's hovering around this 0.23 level that Kevin Cage talks about as well before starting to break out, and it's starting to break out just now. So we can see that. So where could Aleph Zero go from here? So we're talking a price of up to, when we're talking kind of levels here, this is what I've previously done with the Fibonacci extension, say $2.54, $3.60, $4.67, $5.73, $9.33. And we're going to come down and we're going to go to the full 34, and we're going to see $36.91. So if we're going to take it a little bit further and say 55, and we're going to say 89, and we're going to say 144. Okay, where does that take us? So 21 is $23.17, $37, $59 at the 55 level, $95 at the 89 level, and $154 at the 144 level. You might think that's preposterous to even think it's going to go 144x or 130x from here. I want to go back to Terra Luna and show you exactly what happened there. It went up to the 144 level. Exactly the same. And it surpassed that. Surpassed the 144 level. Big time. So if you look at Aleph Zero just now, remembering we're only 49 days into trading, and where this could go compared with AVAX, compared with Luna, compared with Sol, and the other layer ones as well. If you look at the other layer ones as well, and look at the full kind of 34 extension that Kevin Cage talks about. As I said, I'll put some links down below because it's just interesting to look at from a numbers point of view and where these actual ones go. He talks about Chainlink, he talks about Amazon as well, he talks about a lot of the stocks have done the same. I would imagine Google's done the same as well, and kind of Facebook and kind of other projects like that. But talking about crypto, talking about Aleph Zero, so it could, if it goes up to 144 level, get to $154. Below that, we're talking about $95. 55 level, we're talking about $59. 34, the full kind of extension 34, we're talking about $37 for Aleph Zero. $37 represents roughly a 30x from here. So think about that and look into Aleph Zero. We've got loads of stuff on Twitter. If you just type in the cash tag A0, you'll find out loads of information. Super Aleph Zero kind of talks about it, I talk about it, and loads of other kind of people from Aleph Zero kind of talk about it as well, and why we're so bullish on this as well. Okay, until next video, namaste, take care, bye now.